Okay.
Our next caller is from Belverde, Texas, ending in 8581. Go ahead.
Hey, Randy, how are you making it?
Hey, how you making it?
Good. This is Robert in San Antonio, actually. Long time no.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, this is going to sound like conspiracy theory, so please forgive me up front if it does. But I've heard those crazy stories about our U.S. dollar devaluing by 40 or 60% real soon. What do you think about that stuff? Any reason to hide our money under the mattress?
No. And that's another reason why I want to have a bank, too. You'll see that stuff coming. So, no, it's not coming like that.
Yeah, they're even saying Pat Robertson from, I guess,
yeah,
PBS.
But keep in mind what they're basing a lot of stuff off of. And Pat's not right all the time. But a lot of stuff they base it off of is what they're talking about, these end-time scenarios. And they're not right as far as I'm concerned. They're not right because Babylon has to become a great nation. There is absolutely no way Babylon becomes a great nation. How many years do you think, even if the money comes out, just in your estimation, how long is it going to take for Baghdad or Babylon to become a great nation, Iraq?
A good 10, 15 or more years.
There you go. There's just no way it to happen any sooner. It's going to take them 5, 6 years just to get the infrastructure built up where you don't think it's a poverty-stricken area. So, yeah, I just think our timeline's off. So, do I think the dollar will devalue at some point? I think, at some point in time it'll be kind of tough to deal with it, but I don't see it within 20 years.
Right.
I'm trying to be, there would have to be some supernatural event to take place to change that event. In other words, something would have to be supernatural to make Baghdad major in this end time soon. And I don't, all the supernatural events that I know of coming up, basically are to tear Baghdad down, basically. So my deal is I think it's going to have to grow there. And that's why I still feel like we've got a few years to go. Yeah. Yeah,
I guess they got to rebuild the Tower of Babel, huh?
Yeah, they're going to, they are going to try to do that. Was going to make it they were going to make it a tourist attraction along with the Hanging Gardens and everything else. Well, it's going to take a few years for that. And I feel like those things will have to take place prior to us even considering. In your wildest imagination, do you see yourself traveling to Baghdad as a tourist attraction?
Never.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay?
Right.
All right.
Quite
Not
well
in my
made.
lifetime, right? Yeah. Okay. That's just all I'm trying to say. Let's be practical about what's happening and what's going on, and then we'll still say, do I see it coming? Yes. This money is a start. The democracy is a start. Is it prophesied? Yes. I see it coming. I just don't see it in this next year.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Good
All
question.
right, our next caller is from Nassau, New York. Nassau, New York, ending in 0027.
Hi, Randy.
Hey, how you doing, man? How you making it?
I'm good. How you making it? And thank you so much for always being calm and kind of like the voice of reason. And what I wanted to ask you about is what's your take on the IRS Form 8938 that people are talking about all over in our world?
It doesn't matter to you right now. It only is going to matter next year when you cash in, or the next tax season. And when you cash in, you'll just file how much you cashed in. That's all it is. They're just trying to track how much they cashed in and how much you're holding. But it ain't worth anything right now, so it don't matter. They've had that form out since 2010, too.
Mm-hmm.
So bottom line is, haven't done anything with it for the last 2 years. Why worry about it now?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
try not to jump too quick to all the things that they throw out on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what you have to do, just breathe a little bit. This'll all work out in the wash. Okay. I know that sometimes it's kind of tough to get through some of the fog of everybody saying what you have to do and oh, they scare you about who's going to cash in, or you're not going to let you do it because it's not going to be worth anything, or some guy, because he knows somebody that's only going to be worth a penny, and then they're going to let it gradually come out. It ain't going to be worth hardly any money. Just try to relax and breathe on those things, because those aren't, for the most part, have any credibility.
Okay.
So just kind of relax. You'll be all right.
All right. Thanks, and thanks for having the call here for us today.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Good question. Next question.
All right, next question comes from Texarkana, Texas, ending in 7332. Go right ahead.
Yes, Mr. Coons, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you fine.
Thank you, sir. This is new to me. Please excuse me if I stutter or anything around here. I've never called in like this before. Of course, I've been holding the dinar for 2 or 3 years, about 3 or 4 years now, and I just kind of put it up on the shelf, just to stay off this roller coaster craziness that's been going on. And the last 3 or 4 months, I've been trying to kind of catch up a little bit, and it's a fog bank out there. And I've learned, this is the first time I've heard you. I guess it's just the blessings of the Lord that I got to. This is the first time I've heard you, and you spoke about several different things. Do you have a website that I'll show you my ignorance, that I can go to and kind of catch up on what you're saying and what you've got going on? And like you told, like the IRS letter and the Austin deal, is there some place I can go to and pick up on all this stuff?
You can go to currencychatter.com, and I send out stuff to Currency Chatter, and then you can send me an email if you want. And my name is out there on the internet. That's another reason that I try to be pretty cautious. The deal is we need to, you can communicate with me, and I have to deal with a ton of phone calls that sometimes I don't, because I've got to work, and I can't. You just can't imagine how many I get, and how many people expect me to talk, and if I don't talk, how many people get mad at me for not talking. And I haven't understood that much myself, thinking that it's not like I'm being paid a lot to do this. But anyway.
Oh no, sir. I really don't.
Yeah,
I really don't want to take up your time. I just, like I said, I need to just go somewhere where I can read up and catch up. Is the main thing. And you've made more sense. Go ahead, sir.
What I'm trying to say is I don't have a problem as long as nobody gets excited if I don't respond to them within the next day or so. But if you send it to my email address, you can send me an email. Or go through Currency Chatter and send me an email that way, and then I don't mind responding and trying to walk you through that. But I'm trying to, when I come to the calls, I want to try to give everybody enough information so they don't have to have somebody like me or anybody else. If I happen to know something, I can give information, and then everybody can follow it, not have to follow that dang RV, the ships are at sea thing, or it's coming out of the low. I mean, everybody needs to be practical about how they do stuff. Numbers mean something, all this stuff kind of means something. And so that's all. But no, you're more than welcome. You can send an email to me at Coons@randycoons.com. And I don't have a problem trying to answer. You can go to the Currency Chatter website. And I do have a website too, but but if I'm just letting know every fun, if I don't speak to you during 8 to 5 or something, don't get mad at me. That's just, I got to work, okay?
No, Mr. Coons, no. That's what I said. You said it like I said, just like that IRS form 8938 just a moment ago. I talked to my CPA about it just for a minute, and he seems to think, I need to declare what I held last year, but now, you say you don't, and that's fine. And, but like I said, there's 100 different things out there that you've already changed my mind about already just listening to you for 2 hours today. And that's the reason why, like I said, I just wanted to kind of see what you had and how to catch up and just kind of fill in the blanks, because in case you hadn't noticed, there's a fog bank out there in this mess with the rest of everybody else that's out there. I mean, it's so thick, it's unreal. It's unreal. I mean, good Lord. But, I do appreciate your time, and I won't take up any more, and I will go to the website and see what I can pick up there, and I thank you very much for your time, sir.
Oh, it's not a problem, and it's a good question. And like I said, you can send me an email, and I'll try to respond to you. Like I said, just try not to get too upset with me if I don't do it right then. You know what I mean?
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, man. Good question. Next question.
All right, our next question is from Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona, ending in 3117.
Yeah. Randy?
Yeah.
Randy, how are you this afternoon?
I am all righty. How you making it?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just had one question. You're pretty firm on that 341 number, and I wanted to know if you had considered. We've had seen articles or writings or whatever that they wanted to be the most powerful currency in the Middle East, which they'd have to be above Kuwait to do that. Do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Won't happen.
It won't happen. Okay.
No.
So you think it'll just come out at the very lowest amount they can get away with?
It'll come out at what it takes to make the budget, and they'll probably let it go up. But it's going to only come out at what it takes to make the budget. That's what people need to understand. It's going to come out. It's going to meet their budget, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And once they do that, that's all. The government, it'll change from that point on. It'll move or float or whatever. They'll manage it. They'll move it like they want it to.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was that's pretty much my question. A lot of them have already been answered. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Not a problem, man.
All right. Our next caller is from Trumansburg, New York. Go ahead, ending in 3228.
Hello, Randy.
Yeah.
Hi,
go ahead.
This is Pat from New York.
Yeah.
I have a question. Due to sanctions on Iran and Syria, they hold dinar reserves. And how does this play into that? Do you know, or does it?
It doesn't. Not in what we're trying to. Guys, we need to get honest. All we want's an RV. We don't care one way or another. But what somebody has outside of Iraq doesn't matter because they keep track of what they have inside and outside the country. They know exactly what they're letting out of the country. They know exactly what they have inside the country. And that's what pulls their RV. They don't care which country has it. Okay?
So you don't think they've used this to put a stranglehold on them? As far as,
No.
Putting them in
sanctions and that kind of stuff? No. Yeah.
Do you know anything about that IRS report 8938 where you have to report dinar? Even though, it hasn't RV'd?
It's for a foreign currency and it's over so much money. In other words, I think you'd have to have over $100,000 worth of Iraqi dinar. And
right, for American.
Of U.S. dollars. Did you have over $100,000 U.S.
No.
currency, foreign currency? Then why worry about it?
Oh, okay. Okay, well.
And I promise you, there's not 3 people or 4, or there may be 12 or 13 on the call that have it, but they generally have an accountant that can handle that. So those kind of things I wouldn't worry about. Okay?
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Good question. Next question.
All right. The next question comes from Lubbock, Texas, and it is 0393.
Hey, Randy, Toby from down the street. How's it going, buddy?
How you making it, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good.
Good. Real quick question. Have you seen or heard the scenario going around that Italy loaned $500 million to Iraq? And if so, does that have any bearing on anything since they're basically broke?
No, and I haven't. I do know some about some of that kind of stuff, but let me just say that that's not true. Okay, and leave it at that. Okay, because there's no use me getting into what I know as far as who loaned what to who. Okay, it makes no difference, and I'm not real sure it should be out there. And the stuff that I do know that probably could be out there, I don't really want to say for some. I just don't want to say it on this call. But I would say that that's probably not a true statement. Okay, and actually I know it's not a true statement. And the only people that really loan the money are going to be guys like Britain, Germany, and U.S. and China.
Right.
Would be the ones, so, okay?
Not a problem, bud.
Okay, good. That gets me out of that, okay? Those are good questions.
Hey, appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you in Austin. You take care.
All right, you too. All right.
All right, we're going to go ahead and try again for Lubbock, Texas. See if Lubbock's back. Are you back, Lubbock? Ending in 0393? 0393.
Randy.
Yeah.
If we have a group of investors and we're kind of undecided whether to go to a trader or a bank. Yeah, but how do I think so too. But how do I persuade people to do that?
Why persuade them?
I mean,
this is the way I wouldn't persuade anybody to do a thing. Lay it out, let them do what they want. I would not try to get into the middle of what I'm here on a call. I don't want to persuade anybody to do anything. You know, I've got things going on, fine, but I don't want to be the one that you don't either. Because if you try to persuade somebody to do it and something doesn't come out the way it should have come out, then you get hammered. Okay? So just let them make up their own minds. If they don't want to do it, and you want to go to the bank, fine, you do that. You go to the bank. Let them do their own thing. Does that make sense?
We'd be better off going in a group.
Well, you may or may. Well, you may not be. You know, it depends how much you got. And I don't want you repeating it here on the call, but I mean,
right.
if you're going to have over $1 million left in the bank someplace, then the bottom line is all the majors are going to give you the CBI rate, okay? And most of the traders are going to have to charge. Most of the traders are going to have to charge some fee, you know.
Okay, I really appreciate you and all your information.
Not a problem.
Forward to hearing it each time. Thank you.
All right. Good question. Next question.
On other conference calls, it's been told that if you need like $10 million to invest in further currency
that don't apply
investments.
To you. That don't apply to you. It's all talking about over the counter, and you're not doing anything over the counter. You go purchase dinar or pounds or Swiss francs, and you just go get it. You're not doing anything over the counter. Over the counter is if you're a trader, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. Doesn't apply. It does not apply. Not one iota to you.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Good question. Next question.
Our next caller is from Tyler, Texas. Hold on, please, just a second. Tyler, Texas, I apologize. I just put you back. Go ahead and press star 2, Tyler, Texas. I'll bring you right back as soon as I see you. Next caller is from Sanford, Florida.
Yes. Okay. Hi, Randy. I want to thank you for all your experience and insight on this whole dinar thing. You had said about if the RV happened, it could happen 1 or 2 days tops after the national conference. What was your reason for saying that it would be 2 days tops after the conference? Just want to see your insight on that.
Because they're going to they should announce some ministers, and it's going to be right at whenever they want to announce the ministers. That's the whole purpose of the conference, is to be able to come out and show their GOI. Once the GOI takes place, I think it's going to happen immediately, personally. I'm just saying I don't think it'll go past more than a couple of days. I think as soon as they have the announcement of the ministers, the RV takes place. Boom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember when Shabibi was saying when the RV would increase in value, restore back to the former value, he'd say it would happen like silently and without warning. So I was wondering if it's going to be right after the ministers, then it's like people might consider double dipping. It might, unless it's going to be like within a day. It's going to be coming up so quickly that nobody has any time to react.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you know when they're going to announce the ministers?
No, I don't know. You're right. I don't know when they'll announce the ministers.
Would you take a chance on, say, doing something right now when you haven't seen the ministers come out? I mean, like if you were going to take a chance,
it's a little investment. So yeah,
I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm just saying most people that are in it are in it just waiting. They're not going to go try to do something and massively right for the most part, okay? And then the ones that do probably have contacts close enough that they can make those kind of decisions. Other than that, you're just sitting and waiting for it to happen, and chances are by the time you hear the ministers announce, the RV's already taken place. So keep in mind, you're 9 hours difference. They go out there and they do it one time, and they put it on TV. You're talking about a few hours, and by the time the ministers, that's why I think it'll happen kind of simultaneously. I think they'll announce the ministers, pull the RV, and then it's kind of like, boom, it's happened, it's over, That's kind of the way I think it'll take off.
So, like, Shabibi's just waiting for this thing, too, when the ministers announce.
Yeah, that's why I try to tell you, he don't even know when it's going off. You know why he don't? Because he doesn't have a clue when they're going to announce the ministers. As soon as they announce the ministers, boom, it's done. And that's why I'm trying to say, I think it'll be within maybe hours, seconds. Or, he's going to make sure the strategic council is announced and the ministers, and then he's got the full GOI and he's over. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. And then another final question. If I'm an Iraqi and if it's RVs in the country, and say if that day I had 100,000 IQD for doing my grocery shopping and buying bread and stuff, don't I already know enough about what's going on that I could just keep it and keep the money in the IQD and go to a bank and convert it to dollars and get rich? Could I do that, or would it be like 100K would be $100? What would happen in that scenario?
If I had 25,000 dinar before the RV,
and I'm in Iraq,
in Iraq, and I have 25,000, and I have 25,000 after the RV.
Yeah.
How much dinar do I have?
I still have 25,000.
There you go. The only thing that's changed is what the shops will do. And so what I'm trying to say is, whatever takes place will be at the beginning or before at the end of the business day, so that people have a chance to know what's going to take place.
Right.
So it'll probably be at the end of the business day. That's what makes most sense. I'm not saying it's absolute, but it makes the most sense. It makes the most sense that the conference will come, and then at the very end of the day, after 5 or 6 Iraqi time or 7, they'll come out there and say, okay, we've got the ministers, and then within hours you should see some major announcement even about the RV after that. And then that way people will know. The next day it won't be a surprise to them. They're still going to get screwed for the most part, but then they can go to the bank and exchange it for lower dinar. They're not going to get dollars, remember. They're going to get more dinar.
If they got dollars, if they could go across the border to, say,
keep in mind,
they couldn't get dollars.
Keep in mind that to them, the dinar is going to be worth more money. Why have dollars? Why use the USD? If their dinar is worth more money than the USD, why have the dollars? See, it's what on the street. It's what's the strongest survives. Okay, so if right now the reason why the dinar is struggling so hard is it's only a tenth the value of the dinar of the dollar. Well, when this thing flops, the dollar will be a third the price of the dinar. So everybody's going to want dinar. And what they'll do when they go to the banks is they'll trade in their $25,000 dinars for the 1s, the 5s, the 10s. And keep in mind, guys, they've already had that stuff printed. They printed all that money in currency at the same time. That was in their 2006 budget. Okay.
Okay.
And they already had the Kurdistan language on it. Now, why did they not have Kurdistan language on the 10,000, 25,000, 5,000, and all that? Why? Because those bills were never meant to hit the streets. Those bills were going to be used for interbank transfers.
Okay. Yeah. So a smart Iraqi, maybe a Kurd or somebody, couldn't take that money and just say bank it and say I will cash in with dollars somewhere when I go abroad or something. I mean.
Keep in mind, they don't cash in. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They don't cash in. They use the dinar.
Use the dinar. Okay. Because one of my friends, I explained it to him about the whole situation there, and he said, well, if that's going to happen, everybody in Iraq's going to get rich. So I couldn't have a counter for that. So I thank you for that answer.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give you a question. Do you know how much people in Kuwait make?
No. I mean, I know they're getting some stipend from the oil companies or the because like.
Right. Do you know what that stipend is?
No.
It's like $10,000 a month. It's so much of their Kuwaiti dinar.
Right.
It equals about 10 to 11,000 a month. What and they basically are that what Kuwait does, because they make so much money. Everybody is basically rich in those countries, that they hire people out of Iraq and Iran to come and work for them because they're poor. Now, when Iraq does it, they're going to be just like Kuwait. It will be exactly the same. That's why you have the Middle East guys showing up over here, partying and everything else, because they get more bang for their dinar here than they do over there. That's all that's going on. It's just the amount of where you're at. They're going to deal in dinar. They're not going to deal in dollars. They don't even want them on the streets. They want to de-dollarize Iraq. They've stated that so many times, it's not even funny.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, man. All right, good one. Good question. Next question.
0393, you're clear. Love it.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
I hear you.
Okay, a while ago I was talking about, I called in earlier. Well, that's okay. Now, I was talking about the currency auctions. Do the currency auctions have anything with the RV?
Yeah, they do. And I said at the very beginning, as I said at the very beginning of the call, is that we had a guy on here that he was more of a currency trader and dealt in foreign currencies. His name was Gene, and he's pretty sharp when it comes to that. And he's always said that he figured that the auctions were mainly auctioned in U.S. dollars. And finally, about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, they finally came out and said what they were actually auctioning, and that was the dollars. So those auctions, when they quit auctioning the dollars, they're ready for the dinar to come out. So the lower that is, the better it is for us, and the longer it does that. Right.
So they're drying up the dollar bills, right?
That's exactly right. They want to get the dollars off they want to constrain their dollar off the street. That's right.
Yeah. All right, I know that I don't know if you bring up other sites or nothing, but, I kind of listened to Adam Montana, and I know he's level-headed just like you. Do you ever go over there and just kind of even look and see what he's saying or anything like that, or are you just strictly with what you do and your contacts and what you read and all that stuff?
I try not to mess with anything those guys say. I get it emailed to me. I get it emailed to me sometimes, and I try not to comment too much on what everybody else says. It's just when it gets ridiculous that I have to lay back and say, "My gosh, come on."
Oh, I totally agree with you. I just didn't know. I mean, like I said, I go over there and I like to read the news on his site because he does put a lot of articles out or people that there, and they got a lot of good things. And matter of fact, you were talking about the conference, and as I was driving and listening to you a while ago, I went over to his website and found that one that they were talking about having that conference. And, it was supposed to be Sunday, but they haven't really heard if it was going to be, what Sunday it was. So, I just kind of just going over there and looking and not really, believing, I guess that's a good way to say it.
Adam Montana kicked me off his side.
Well, he kicked a lot of people. But,
yeah.
But no, man, that's, the main.
He kicked us off because we started Currency Chatter.
Oh, well. Hey, talking about Currency Chatter, man, I have signed up and everything, but y'all haven't accepted me or done whatever, and I can't sign on.
Send us, what's your email address?
It is, TODD.
Cause I accepted a few today. Have you checked it today?
No, yeah. I hadn't checked it today.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if not, I'll send you an email.
Yeah, just send me an email. It'll be fine. I'll check it. But
okay.
I accepted
I appreciate
that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, man, I appreciate everything you do, and man, just I hope and pray that it kind of comes that we have this meeting next week and it's done.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Good question. Good question.